Have you ever wondered where a startup gets that initial boost of money to get their business up and running? Well, that's where seed capital comes into play. Hey there, my name is Chris Graby, and I invest in startups, and I teach everyday investors how they can invest in startups as well. I've invested in over 25 startups valued at around $750 million, and I've invested alongside Mark Cuban and Kevin O'Leary. My promise to you today is I'm going to bring absolute clarity on what a seed round is, and I'm going to unpack everything you need to know here in the next few minutes. Let's dive in. To get to the term seed round, we need to talk about all the other rounds that kind of surround it. You've heard different terms like friends and family round, the pre-seed round, the seed round, the A round, and on and on and on. Well, friends and family, it is what it is. You're trying to get it up off the ground. You have an idea. Those are the people that are going to fund you. And then there's the pre-seed round. Like, okay, we've gotten a little bit of traction. We're kind of rolling. We'll go get a little bit more money. And then the seed round is when you kind of say, hey, look, I'm moving forward. This thing is a real business and we want to raise more money to see this thing continue to grow. But today we're going to talk about the seed round. Let's talk about who funds these rounds. The seed round typically is angel investors or even some hedge funds and even venture capitalist firms that specialize in earlier and riskier startups. Now, why would they do this? Well, riskier the startup, the bigger the reward is on the other side. Now, there's other angel investors and funds that will only invest in like a Series B or C or even D round, knowing that they're not going to get the biggest upside, but they're going to wait till that company goes public and see a return on that side. So like I said, angel investors and hedge funds, but there is another avenue that founders are taking right now. It's called equity crowdfunding. This is where you can raise money for your business from your customers, your friends, and ultimately from anyone out there who has maybe at least $100 or $200. It is a brand new way because if you think about it, the pre-seed rounds and the friends and family round all the way to the A round is a very big chasm to try and cross. And so this vehicle, equity crowdfunding, is giving founders another way to seed their company. So when does a business go through a seed round funding? Well, typically it's when they have momentum and traction. They've come out of the friends and family round, the pre-seed round, and they've gotten some real traction. It's like, okay, now we want to scale this thing. Now we want to grow it. And they go and will get their seed round. Now, I've heard some people say that the seed round is kind of somewhat extending adolescence for the life of the startup, giving them one more round before they go to the big boys for the A round. And that can be true, but there are some very, very big rounds in the seed round that we'll talk about here in a second. But people often ask, how much should a company raise in their seed round? And I think the answer really depends on that particular startup and the sector that they're in. Now, when the times are good and the economy's great, there's money all over the place. And so I guess sometimes if you can get the money and you know how to spend it wisely, then go get it. But not every company needs to raise big money. Let's talk about some example seed rounds. Hulu, for example, the online streaming video platform. Back in 2016, Hulu raised $683 million in a seed round, which is crazy, right? On the other hand, think about like this. Uber, Travis and Garrett, the two founders of Uber, they both put in their own money. They both put in a few $100,000. They skipped the friends and family round. They even skipped the pre-seed round and they did the seed round themselves. But get this, when Uber went public, it was noted that the value of that few $100,000 placed back in the seed round was worth around $5.3 billion when Uber went public. And so obviously you can see why people invest in the seed round. It has the opportunity to bring big returns down the line. But again, some companies only need a few $100,000 or a couple $1,000,000 to get them to the next round before they raise their A round. But that seed round is tucked right in there between friends and family and pre-seed and the A round. And it really helps companies go from adolescence to grown up when they see their A round. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video on the world of equity crowdfunding, learning the ins and outs. I'm excited to tell you that I just wrote a brand new book called The Angel Advantage. And it shares everything I've learned over the years of startup investing. All you have to do is click the link down in the description and you can go get your copy right now.